And we are live. Hi, and good evening, and welcome to another segment with me, Prak, here at Preach with Prak. How are you guys doing? It is November, and you know what that means. It means it is time for me to record another video and invite you into my life. Because if you remember, uh, my New Year's resolution was to invite you into my life once a month, every month. And since it's November, it is time for me to bring you back into my life. Today is going to be a bit of a special event because I'm actually at a studio. Um, for the month of November, I've decided to go ahead and launch a new podcast series and invite you into the introduction of it. If you have already been keeping up, I've already went ahead and recorded some of the podcast series, and I figured I wanted to go ahead and invite you for the month of November and show you around and explain to you the ins and outs of what this podcast series is meant to do and what it's supposed to bring to you. Um, and welcome. Here at Crescendo Studios. Um, I want to go ahead and give a quick shout out to Bo and his Your Soul Shall Network team here at Crescendo Studios. Crescendo Studios is here in the Northern Virginia area. So if you are in the DMV, the DC, Maryland, Virginia area, and you're looking forward a professional studio, you're looking for a team to help you uh, put together an event, or you're simply looking to take your ideas and actually bring them on to a professional setting, Crescendo Studios and the team of Bo and Your Soul Shall Network is your go-to. So again, shout out to Crescendo Studios. So that's where I am today at Crescendo Studios. Um, I do want to go ahead and say that, hey, if you remember my New Year's resolution, it was to bring you into my life. And always, I've been saying this every month, New Year's resolutions are not just about January or February or December. It's meant to be worked on and it's meant to be kept up with throughout the year. So we're in the 11th month of the year, and I've made it all the way to 11 months. And I've been hiking and biking and showing you some pool plane and showing you parks in the area. But this time I decided to bring you to Crescendo Studios and bring you into the introduction of the Bravery and Healing Support Group podcast. Uh, what is um, what is a podcast? Right. So I have a couple of my notes that I'm going to use as I'm going to go through this. I'm going to go live this whole time, no editing, just talking to you in front of the camera. I've been doing this, talking to the camera and to you this whole every month that I've been recording these um, New Year's resolutions video, and I hope you have seen me improve because I know I have definitely improved. And with this one, we're just gonna go live, but I definitely need my notes. So I wanted to go ahead and introduce the Bravery and Healing Support Group, and first start off by saying, well, what is a support group, and what are examples of support group? Support group is a source where a group of people from the community get together, and they are there together due to a unique experience that connects them. And um, the support group is their source of guidance, is their source of strength. It's a space where this unique experience that people share bring them together. And support groups have many benefits, but that's mainly, let's just begin by saying that's just the beginning of a support group in a nutshell. The one of the most popular support groups out there, are one of the most effective and powerful support groups, is going to be Alcoholics Anonymous or Narcotics Anonymous. This support group brings together people who are working on sobriety and walking away from alcohol, and they recognize that alcohol has been destructive to their life and has been nothing but a problem. So people who go decades, um, sharing the sobriety, are part of this Alcoholics Anonymous group. And uh, There are other support groups as well, such as weight loss support groups, but Alcoholics Anonymous is one of the most well-known ones, and it has its own structure. And maybe going along the way, BIH or Bravery and Healing can have its own structure. But for right now, I really saw that um, the the vision and mission of Preach with Prak can best function as a support group forum. So with that, now let me go ahead and transition to um, what are the benefits of support group. And I'll just list three. There are plenty, but I'll just go ahead and list three because I like to deliver in threes. One would be one I just mentioned. It brings together people of the community that have a unique experience um, that they share, whether it's sobriety, whether it's losing weight, whether it's medical treatment. Um, so, support groups bring together people based off of this unique experience. Um, and it brings together a coalition or a community. And so that's one benefit of a support group. It goes beyond the socioeconomic, it goes beyond your identity. It is based off of your unique experience. Uh, Another example or another benefit that I can think of a support group is um, its ability to empower people just by hearing and witnessing an average person share either their victories and how they made it to their victory, or just um, endure struggles as well. Um, just hearing and listening to average folks or just regular people or just members of the community share ways that they endure struggles or overcome and make it to victories. This is not these It becomes empowering, and because it's not a Hollywood production, it's not a movie, it wouldn't be a story or a classic novel. This is real life people going through real life events, and that's what makes it so empowering, and it makes it so relatable. And another benefit of support groups would be you can really see um, the human spirit in action and be inspired by the human spirit in action. Um, when you witness or hear stories of and experiences of people, of whatever that unique experience that brings together that support group together, when you hear people just simply talk about their experience, um, you can really see the human spirit in action, because the entire group that is simply listening or being there for support um, really does uplift the entire spirit of the group. I have been fortunate to be part of a support group. I was just there just to see it in action, and it really, even the members or the audience that are not participating but simply just listening to the testament of the speaker, you can really see that how it can uplift just simply by hearing the person share their story. Uh, Nobody is going to be dictating. There's nobody preaching. It's simply sharing of stories. Maybe just a mediator um, mediating the experiences between different speakers. But that's why that those are the three benefits that I can think of a support group. It's the community that it brings, the experiences that people share, and how they endure these experiences can be empowering, and then the inspiration that it portrays, that it brings uh, simply by bringing together such a space, how it uplifts a group of the support group in itself, how these stories and these exercise of just simply sharing can uplift. So those were the reasons why I felt that um, Preach with Prague can, sort of sort of transcend in towards a support group forum. And I wanted to call it Bravery and Healing because it does take bravery to step up and share. It does take bravery to recognize. And the quality of conversations I envision bringing to Bravery and Healing support group would include um, all different all different forms, but of course those that are dear to the mission of Preach with Prak. Some of the main missions of Preach with Prak include um, finding and working on your purpose, right? Taking time to understand why your spirit and your soul chose to live this life and working on that. So, um, friends at Crescendos. Um, so if if you think about your purpose as um, a root on the ground, right? You're unable to tell what that root is meant to do, but if you give it the opportunity to grow, if you give it the opportunity to, if you take care of it, if you give it the opportunity to bloom, and if you maintain it and care for it and nurture it, you will watch it bloom and grow and see what that purpose was meant to be all along. And that's exactly what, that's similar to what your purpose is like. You may think you know what it is, but as you dwell on it, as you give it time, and as you add value to it, as you let it bloom and let it grow and give it some hard work, you will see what it was meant to be all along. And that's one mission that's very dear to Preach with Prak. And that's one point that I would want to hit with guests and audience members that come along, folks that are looking forward to developing their purpose, or maybe already living their purpose and working on it some more. Another mission that's dear to Preach with Prak is, at Preach with Prak, we shine a light on the destructive nature within each of us, and we highlight the benefits of empowering the beautiful spirit in us. Uh, that's that's as explainable as it is, and so that's another way of that that space that mission creates allows people who can recognize that they are working on, they recognize that they have um, a destructive spirit in them, and they've witnessed their destructive spirit in action, and they are working on highlighting the benefits instead of empowering their spirit. um, I've already went ahead and on Halloween night on October 31st recorded a couple of interviews with a BIH support group theme. One of them would be TK. One of the interviews was with TK and his crew, and um, the mission of the mission and vision of Preach with Prak, where we uh, shine a light on the destructive nature, was very well exemplified by TK and his group. You know, both TK and his friend Present and his brother um, are were working on sobriety of 18 months, and in those, since those 18 months have passed, they've worked on bringing music to the world, bringing harmony, and starting a record label company. So shout out to TK and his crew. And so that's definitely a mission that's dear to Preach with Prak, right? Shining a light on the destructive nature. And TK and Present and his friend Elijah, all three of them were aware of the destructive nature that definitely took over their lives and tried to bring it, tried to bring just ruin and destruction to it. Um, Another interview was with uh, King Izzy, and uh, King Izzy's mission was more aligned with how he knows what his purpose is. He recognizes it, and the amount of discipline and care and nurture that he takes, and the effort he takes to work on his purpose. He knows he has the talent to sing and to dance and to bring this great music to the world, and he also knows that he could, if he just is lazy and sleeps on his talent, he's going to lose it. and what he has to do to in order to balance and continue working on his talents and continue making it better, and also continue to have a source of income so that he can continue bring bringing his brand to life, bringing the business into it. So that's more aligned with finding your purpose and then giving it the time to care. So those are two examples um, that I could think of right now that were already part conversations recorded earlier, um, last month, actually in October. And those those conversations surely demonstrated the mission, and I hope to bring similar conversations moving forward, from artists, from community members, on how their unique experience would be, how it is that they are understanding why their soul chose to live and experience this life, how their soul, their best understanding of what their soul is meant to be doing, meant to do in this life, their best ability to understand that, and what they do to keep up with that, to keep up with that understanding, and to keep up with that connection. um so that's, I hope, yeah, that would be my hope, to continue bringing such a space to the internet. Right, at Preach with Prak, we are generating a collective consciousness, um, that builds spiritual literacy. So we're generating a collective consciousness, meaning a memory, our memories together, that's building spiritual literacy, or this understanding of why did my soul pick this life? Why am I here, and what is my best, uh, why am I here? How can I make sure that I'm fulfilling the life that my soul picked? Or so, it is that is the space that I would like to build on the internet. That is the space that BIH, or Bravery and Healing Support Group, is going to bring to the internet space. And with that, I hope you continue to tune in to BIH support groups as I bring different guests and audiences, different guests and audience members to participate in this conversation. With that, um, I hope, and with that, I wanted to now go ahead and sort of exit out of BIH support group and now bring back to the New Year's resolution that I had. If you remember my New Year's resolution in June, it was to invite you into my life. Now, I had no idea that by the time I would get to the 11th month, I would have the opportunity to launch a support group podcast. Um, all I knew was that back in January was, I'm going to go ahead and commit to speaking to the camera and speaking freely. If you go back to some of my videos from 2023, you'll see how stiff I was speaking to the camera. And even with a teleprompter, I just was very stiff, and it was something I could see I had to work on, if I wanted to come into the social media space and bring my mission and vision to viewers like yourself. So every month I would either go to the park or ride my bike, and literally no idea that come November the universe would bring me such an opportunity. I had the opportunity to connect with Bo and his Your Social Network team, and now we're launching into this. So I want to, while I while I'm doing this, I want to go ahead and just zoom back a little bit more and show you that, um, how the universe has its own way of operating. I, like I said, I had no idea that come November, the 11th month, I would be able to connect with a local studio and launch this Bravery and Healing podcast and connect with artists and bring my viewers and bring my audience and bring my mission, and a true example and a conversation of local artists or members of the community. And so I had no idea that was going to happen. All I knew was I had to put the work in every month. And there were some months that were difficult because I had to think about what I wanted to do, and it was either too windy or too cold, and I liked being outside, and I liked showing, um, showing outdoor activities. But in over that time period, over this year, I got better at simply speaking to the camera. Right now, all I have is my notes, but I am here speaking freely to the camera and speaking freely to you. With just an idea in my mind, a prepared idea, um, and that was a skill I fine tuned throughout these months, and now I'm heading into the conversation realm, right, with artists and so on and so forth. So I just want to say that go. I just with that I would just want you to see that every month has been an improvement, and and you can see that when you commit to your goal, just like I did with this New Year's resolution goal. Um, Doors and opportunities will open up that was completely out of my hand, but once the opportunity presented, I definitely went ahead and grabbed it. So that is one reason that you can think about. Right now it's November, but December will come up and everybody will start thinking about the new year and the New Year's resolution, and definitely think about the goal that you're heading into and what may be waiting for you come the 10th month and the 11th month, and to definitely stick with it. That was definitely one theme that I hit on every month. Hey, make sure you keep up with your New Year's resolution, even if it's 1%, even if it's half a percent, because you'll never know that 5% breakthrough may happen or that 10% breakthrough may happen. um, Now, before I wrap up, I do want to go ahead and say that while Bravery and Healing, a support group, and will allow you to witness other people's change and improvement and struggles and victories, how about an opportunity for you to also um, be a witness to your own struggles and improvements and to your own life experience? How about you take the time to, how about you also take the time to reflect upon your own experience and where you are? And one such opportunity would be by um, subscribing to the to the Rise and Shine to Your Purpose newsletter. The way I've designed it is it's available on preachwithprak.com, and I'll show you how to get there in momentarily. But the way I've designed it is it'll come to your inbox every Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern time, and there's a theme, there's a quote that I have put that'll guide you throughout the week. And there's a questionnaire, and the questionnaire is just one question with four options or three options, and the goal is for you to think about that question, and that question will be definitely how it's added to your life. So while you can witness um, other people, you take time to understand what their soul's doing and how they work on it and work on their own self foundation. The Rise and Shine to Your Purpose newsletter is designed so that you can also be a witness to your own. Take the first step, possibly, or even the second step, to keep up with your own human experience. So again, the Rise and Shine to Your Purpose newsletter is available on exclusively on preachwithprak.com, and I'm going to quickly demonstrate to you what happens when you are on the newsletter. So let me share my screen. I will share the entire screen. So again, it's exclusively available on preachwithprak.com. You would go ahead and hit your button, hit your email on the email slot, and just go ahead and hit subscribe, and you'll subscribe to our website. And that's the website right there. And so what you would get is um, an email, 6 p.m. Eastern time every Sunday, right? And the email subject would be Rise and Shine to Your Purpose, November 10th, or whatever the date is, e-newsletter. And then you would get this when you open it. There's a quote directly and then a link to a survey. For the November 10th Sunday, it was expand your intelligence and get to know yourself as yourself received life against many odds. And that's the quote. So expand your intelligence and take the time to get to know yourself, because yourself received life against many odds. From a biological perspective to the perspective that is here listening to me right now, you have come across many odds. Even if you feel like you are privileged, I'm sure you can share an experience or two or three or four where you have come across many odds to be here listening to this. So take the time to get to know yourself, because coming going through all those odds definitely took a lot of enduring a lot of obstacles, overcoming hurdles. So why not take the time to see, why did you get all that opportunity? Why did you come across all those, and get why do you get to have this opportunity to continue living, right? What is there waiting for you? So if you take the time to expand your intelligence and get to know yourself, the answers will be within yourself. I don't have the answer for you. All I have is a manual and a support group and a strategy and possible suggestions. But the answer to your own life will be within yourself. So expand your intelligence. It is part of your intelligence, and so get to know yourself. Um, and this is exactly why you can witness other people being, you can witness other people change and improve and live their life. um, but in order for you to live your own, you got to get to know yourself. um, you got to take the time to hear yourself. You got to take the time to reflect upon who you are and where you want to be. You got to take the time to get to know yourself. So that was the quote I had. And now, if you click on the survey, if you click on the button right there, and by the way, the TikTok and the YouTube links to our Preach with Prak is also right there. And so here you go, you get the survey, and it's literally just one question for the week. And this time the question was, well, from the 10 Commandments for Your Mind, which is a Preach with Prak production. It's also available on YouTube and TikTok. From the 10 Commandments for Your Mind, which is a manual on how to develop a relationship with your mind. We learned that training your mind as one of the commandments. Um, when was the last time you took the time to train your mind on a new skill? So, the 10 Commandments for Your Mind is a strategy and a relationship on how to develop a relationship with your mind. But one of the main starting points is, imagine if your mind was a horse and you are the rider. And the commandments go into recognizing that you have a mind, that have a horse, if your mind was a horse, you're born and you get to experience this life with this horse. So one of the commandments is train your mind. Take the time to train your mind. Take the time to train your horse. And so the questionnaire is, when was the last time you took the time to train your mind on a new skill? That horse of yours, right? When was the last time you took the time to teach it a new skill? So starting a new one, as I'm answering this poll question, that's on one option. The other option is currently learning one right now. What should I train my mind on? And I feel lazy and tired to train my mind. Where do you fall? When you read this question and you think about the last time that you trained your mind a new skill, you trained your horse a new skill, what was your where are you? Are you teaching yourself a new skill? Are you starting one like me, going live? Um, or are you thinking about what you want to train your mind? Are you considering what you want are you considering the fact that it's time for your mind to learn a new skill, to get out there and learn something new? Or do you recognize that maybe you are feeling lazy and you're feeling tired? And then, so yeah, you would hit the button and hit submit. And that would be the questionnaire. And that is a way of keeping up with yourself. And with that, I I would like to say I hope you continue tuning in into the Bravery and Healing Support Group forum. Um, if you know anybody who could utilize, and benefit from such content, please feel free to share with them. If you like this type of content, of course, please go ahead and subscribe and like, so that I know that you are there listening and liking it. And of course, comments that I know what you are considering, how you are taking in what I'm giving out there, and it'll help me understand if I have reached you. You can reach me in the comment box. You can message me, or you can on Preach with Prak, give me a message there. All of my descriptions always have an email that you can send your story, your message, or an opportunity to come be part of the Bravery and Healing Support Group. So, with that, I hope you enjoyed my first live. I surely did. 31 minutes. No editing, no editing, my friends, just all the way through. I appreciate you being part of this journey with me. Um, and you'll surely see me next week. I have a conversation with a local director. His name is Dewey Tron. And I look forward to bringing that live to you. With that, this is Prak with Preach with Prak. Thank you so much and have a good evening. Bye bye.